Testing 1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear me? I'm testing my sound with this screen share, trying to make sure it's possible for me to screen share. Mimi in the building. Can you hear me? All right, all right. So give us a little second or two here. I'm gonna let some people come in, and then I'm gonna get started on this quick presentation proving that the Black woman is God. That's right. I said the Black woman is God. So bear with me. Let me wait until a few more people enter. Then I'm going to greet everyone and we're going to go from there. Thank you, Melissa. All right, I'm going to give a few shout outs while we wait. All right. And as well as people enter, please tell them that most of the links or references are above. I posted most of the links above as well. They're going to be posted in my descriptions tab. So if you want to further research anything that I state today, the links are going to be in my description as well. They're in the chat above. Like I always tell people, don't just believe anything that someone tells you. Do your research behind people, research on your own. And that's reverse because pretty much or whatever they don't, stop researching even in our fields of forward. So, and I can point out so many different, lies like Columbus discovered America. And how could Columbus discover America when the Indians were already here? I can point out so many contradictions based on what we were taught in school and, from actually doing research and critically thinking that, we're incorrect. So a lot of the information that we learned in school is actually in reverse, as well as a lot of the sciences and different things that, we learn in school are watered down versions of, higher science. And in order for us to be those great people that we were in the past, in the ancient times, we'll have to get back to that ancient math, that ancient science, and all of those ancient, sciences that our ancestors, knew so well. So like I'm gonna, greet the room and then I'll, try to get started. But as you can see here, the definition for parthenogenesis is on the screen. I'm gonna try to provide references for everything. Shout out to KB Johnson in the building, Shay Johns in the building. Shout out Y Sims in the building. My moderator Mimi in the building. Mary Baylor in the building, my moderator, and my good friend Melissa Ochoa in the building. Shorty C in the building. Jay Dunn, my panel member in the building. On them ones and them twos. Heavy Bears in the building. All right, and Queen Royalty, my moderator, great moderator. I almost want, she's excellent in the building. Sweet Lady Love is in the Sweet Lady Loves is in the building. Stop the Violence Shy is in the is in the building. Miss Z to you is in the building. Everybody smash that like button. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Today I'm giving out some really life changing information. And it's true. Like I said before, what everything that we've been taught is actually in reverse. And so this is something, and I'm also going to provide you with references and links to further do your own research. So like I tell people, don't believe what I say. Research behind me. Research behind everyone. All right. So give me a few seconds here. All right. Believe it or not, there was a time when the only sex on earth, or the only people on earth, were women, Black women at that. So Black women at that. Even I couldn't find the creation story, but there's a creation story about the first Black woman and her, having 7 daughters, and how they were spread about the planet. They were spread about the earth. So most of the creation story, most of the out of theories, like out of Africa and the out of Asia theory, is incorrect if you base it on the true science. And one of the things that, like they want to keep us from the true science, and the reason they want to keep us from the true science is because of the simple fact that they always want to keep us below or beneath them. Okay. Once we know how great we are, once we know our true abilities, then we're no longer controllable. So because of this, they've taught us a lot of different things in reverse, because it's called mental control. All right. So basically today I'm going to prove how the Black woman is God, is God. Now, this is not a racist thing or anything like that. So please, by all means, no one get offended. I'm just basing this on actual science, because at the end of the day, everybody is female. And at the end of the day, everybody is Black, whether, you like that theory or not. It all has an origin, and it doesn't, really just say make anybody better than anyone else. And that's not my point of doing this. My point of doing this is because of the simple fact that there's an agenda in front of us, and it's for a reason. And if we just realize our power and we can see through the agenda, then we can all, get out of the situation that we've been in for decades. The controlling of our mind, the controlling of, everything, economics, the controlling of everything. So my purpose is to give knowledge, because we know that knowledge is power. Okay, so on the screen, we see the definition of parthenogenesis. And I wanted to come back as well, because I stated it wrong the other day. The other day I said parthenogenesis. It's actually parthenogenesis. And the spelling is here, for those of you who want to research. And basically, according to Webster's, parthenogenesis is the reproduction by development of unfertilized, and they say usually. Now, there's an agenda behind that usually female gamete that occurs especially among lower plants and invertebrate animals. Now, that one thing they didn't say was humans, and it does happen in humans. And basically, to research that, just put in parthenogenesis of humans, and it's still occurring today, and they suppress it. You'll also find articles where there's still women that are able to have babies without fertilization of the egg, without a man. So there was a time when there was only women on earth, and women were able to, basically reproduce or have babies without a man. There was no such thing as a man. Women are like much older. And how we know this is because if we look at archaeology research, basically the oldest bones, whether in Africa or whether in America, or Black women. We have Luzia, and we also have Lucy. So it's documented according to archaeology that, the oldest bones are Black women. Okay, as well, if we look at DNA, and the chromosomes, women have more chromosomes. We have 36 chromosomes compared to the man. So, like women are full human, or women are full when it comes down to chromosomes. We're XX, and male is XY. They're half of a woman. For the first 50 days while in a woman's womb, they call it the Pentecost, according to Hebrew. And what the Pentecost states is that, you know, while for the first 50 days while in a woman's womb, we're all female. Everybody is female. So when it comes down to, you know, looking at gender, you know, actually it's like we're divided for nothing. You know, like we're fighting over nothing. And the people who have the most, they're suppressing women, and they're suppressing women based on, you know, suppressing women because of the simple fact that even the Pope knows even the Pope and even they know who, you know, who is the mother of creation. Even they know who the oldest female is, and it's the Black woman. And it goes, and they honor the Black woman through the Black Madonna. If you don't believe me, just look it up. Just look up the Pope and the Black Madonna. And that's even in Christianity. So the Virgin Mary story is true. You know, that's a very true story. There was a time when all women could basically have children without a male, or without the fertilization of the egg. And there was a time when there was only, I'm talking about for thousands of years, there was only women on earth. Okay. As well, let's go ahead and look real quickly. I'm going to look real quickly at the etymology. And bear with me a few moments here. This is my first time doing a screen share, so I hope my computer does not mess up. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're able to see this or not yet. Hopefully it'll pop up on the screen. But etymology is the origin of words. Now, sometimes it's not the direct origin, meaning out the furthest back, but it can guide you to the furthest back. Okay, so the etymology of the word parthenogenesis is reproduction without fertilization, 1849. So this word was created in 1849 from the Greeks, parthenos. And what the word parthenos means is virgin. Virgin of unknown origin. Okay, now the word Genesis, in which we're all familiar with because of the Bible, Genesis is birth, origin, creation. So basically the parthenogenesis means virgin, birth, origin, creation. Okay, so let's listen to that. Virgin, birth, origin, creation. Mary, Black Madonna. The Black woman is God. And I did that like in a nutshell, really, like really point proven already. Also, someone asked me to bring up how testosterone is a virus. And yes, that's correct. Now, because of patriarchy and because of the simple fact that they don't want us to know this, or, you know, they don't want us to understand, because basically what they do is they play with words. Okay, so instead of saying that it was a virus, they said it was an immune suppressant. I'm sorry, immune suppressive, as you see here on the screen. Okay, and we all know if you break down immune suppressive, what that means. That means that testosterone suppresses your immune system. And we all know that your immune system is what protects you from viruses and protects you from getting sick. So what happened in ancient times to prevent women from being able to basically produce without fertilization and produce without a male, or how did males come about? It was immune suppressive testosterone virus. So, you know, like basically testosterone is a virus, and that, you know, prevented us from being able to have children without fertilization, without, you know, like without a man as well. Give me 1 second. Okay, so patriarchy. If you look up the word patriarchy, most people think that, men were always meant to be in leaders, or men were always meant to be in control. No, in the the origins of time, the whole entire world was a matriarchy. That means that women were the leaders. Okay, now patriarchy, of course, just like parthenogenesis, was created by the Greeks. And there's some articles and some videos on YouTube about that, where patriarchy was created by the Greeks. So people like basically got offended, some people got in their feelings, I guess, about women, being rulers. And basically, they began this patriarchy agenda. And that's pretty much what we're in to this day. Okay, bear with. Okay, so and you can do your history on that as well. So like, we've been bamboozled and we're suppressed. And then I want to tell you the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because of the simple fact that there's a gender now out there. A lot of times we're looking at things like it's race wars, but actually, it's in terms of gender. Gender is our biggest issue. Gender is what's keeping us down. Gender is what's keeping us divided. And at the end of the day, it's only one gender, and that's female. Also, if you can look up, one day I'm going to go ahead and cover the characteristics of feminine energy versus masculine energy, because those are characteristics and those are energies. And really, at the end of the day, it has very little to do with our physical body. If we all just think, even in the Bible, it says ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Our body goes back to the ashes, but our spirit lingers on. So we're just shells. We're just shells. So at the end of the day, there's no such thing as gender. At the end of the day, there's really no such thing as a sex. It's called asexual. And if you look up that term asexual, you will also, see a lot of the same information on parthenogenesis. Okay, as well, your race is determined by your mitochondrial DNA, which means that your race is determined by your mother, which means that whatever race your mother is, that's pretty much what race you're going to be. Now, we've been taught like differently, throughout like religions and stuff, to think that, race is determined by the father. No, it's not. It's determined by, the mitochondrial DNA, which is the highest number. It has more DNA, and the only true way to, track, like your specific race. Okay. And there are also some references I would like for y'all, some books and some research material I'm gonna tell you about. And it's When God Was a Black Woman, and that's by Joseph R. Gibson. There is the Black Woman God by Dr. Roniko Rashidi. And there are like a few channels that focus on this, and that's the Dynasty Network Global, the Dynasty Network Global Network. And basically, they focus on, science and, science and gender. So I just, really want to come on and, give y'all those, pointers, and give y'all those research materials and links, so that you can begin to do your own research, so that we can sort of like, begin to get back into our true form, our true selves. If we look at even right now with the election time coming up, it doesn't matter which race it is, women always outnumber the male. So, when we say we believe in God, like, does God make mistakes? No. So if women outnumber the males, that's for a reason. There has to be a reason behind that. And when we look at numbers count in any aspect, the majority, like the majority wins. And so when we're looking at voting and all kinds of different things, this is one of the reasons why they want to keep, women suppressed, because of the simple fact that if women only knew that we outnumber, the male, like almost 3 to 4 to 1, then we will know our power. And then we can reverse a lot of the injustices, first of all, placed on us and our children. Because without, like the woman is the only person that can, like really, save and protect our children. The only woman, the only person that really has that interest in saving and protecting our children. So pretty much if we could, give the power back to the women, and I'm not saying to abuse anybody or anything like that. I'm just saying power back where we could at least make our own healthcare decisions, because we're, faced with injustices today in terms of healthcare, in terms of just like the abortion issue in Alabama. They're telling us what to do. We have males telling us what to do with our bodies. We have males that are trying to rule us, and we're not getting our proper representation. Our children are not, saved. Our children are unprotected, and we're unprotected, because when you look at human trafficking or any situation going on today, that's because of the simple fact that, we've been suppressed, and it's for a reason. All of this is for a reason. And so basically we're going to have to regain ourselves in order to change the state of the world. We're going to have, in order to get back to the true essence of who we're supposed to be here on the planet Earth. Okay. And I think I covered a bunch of points. I hope I didn't miss out on anything. So yes, the Black woman is God, and God don't make any mistakes. So every time someone disrespects a woman, I don't care what race it is, they're disrespecting God. Every time we speak of God as he, we're disrespecting God, because God is a she. God is a female. Women are the closest that, like if you actually look at, what brings life to earth, you have to look at women, because, through the portal of the womb comes the baby, comes life. And, and it's just the same with God. So, everything is evident, and it's all right in our face. Yet, we've been reversed in thinking, and, we've been indoctrinated, and we've been, taught wrong. So like I said, basically this stream is to provide information and documentation to do research, and hopefully there'll be a part 2, or, I have a call in or a question and answer session, and we'll take it a lot deeper. I do plan to have, some people who specialize a lot deeper to go into a lot of these topics, a lot more complex, go deeper into these topics. However, that's coming in the future. I just really wanted to give everybody like a introduction and a start, so that, people won't be lost when we get to the more complex things. So I hope everybody smashed that like and is enjoying it. I'm going to take some questions, if possible, from the chat. Anyone have any questions on, parthenogenesis and the fact that the Black woman is God, or, God is a woman? Thank you, J. Dunn. J. Dunn said, J. Dunn said that, I'm learning here. I'm happy you brought this topic to us. No problem. No problem. Any other questions or any other comments? And also the links are going to be in my descriptions tab. How did I do? I was basically trying to, did everybody sort of get what I was saying? Yes, exactly, Karen. Karen R says, know your worth. Know your worth. And that's exactly right. And that's why I am basically, I want to bring this forward, because of the simple fact that, like we need to know our worth. We've been programmed. We've been taught self-hatred. They have us competing against each other. And let me give you another example, like the women's suffrage movement, that they purposely categorized as the feminist movement. Feminism is not bad, you all. If you look up the etymology of the word feminist or female, we're supposed to be feminist. We are female. So who better to be a feminist than a female? You're supposed to care about yourself. You're supposed to love yourself. You're supposed to be concerned with your issues. And being a female or a feminist does not mean that you're anti-male. None of the stuff that I'm bringing forward today is saying that you have to be anti-male. Basically, what I'm doing is women empowerment. I'm uplifting us to our proper place and back where we need to be. And that's odd because, like I said, at the end of the day, the one thing that people have to remember is that everybody is female. Even males are female at the end of the day. Oh, Y Sims, let me see. Y Sims, give me just a moment, Y Sims. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, Y Sims said, QI, do you think race is a social construct? Yes. See, here's the thing. They like to keep us distracted. So they have us so focused on race that we're not looking at the real agenda. Even when you study the history of colonization and things of that nature, they don't, and even like most of us know African history. So I'm going to base this on African history. They will tell you about the 25th dynasty. They teach you about the 25th dynasty coming forward because that was male leadership. That was male rulers. They will not tell you about the first dynasty, which is Taseti, which from the first all the way up to the 25th dynasty, there were female rulers. Okay, and the men went into war with the women. Did y'all hear me? The men went into war with the women. Because like, and you know why this happened? Because if you look up the masculine energy and feminine energy, the masculine energy is like ego. Okay, and if we look around, ego is what harms us on everything. Even we can, you know, like, well, you know, of course, females, we have masculine energy. We're the creators of masculine energy. We're both masculine and female balanced. We're the yin and the yang. We're balanced. Okay, so we have masculine energy as well, and so like we can have ego as well, and that would be our like lower self. That's our lower self, ego. And so ego is in any situation. That's why like a lot of our leaders, they sell us out over ego. A lot of the things that happen, you know, a lot of you know, the negative things happen because of ego. So ego is not a good thing. We all have to have ego, but your ego must be balanced. Okay. Like peaceful journey, you know, that's due to the agenda. They program us that we're not supposed to, that we're supposed to suffer, when that's not true. Women, it's not true. Women, no one is supposed to suffer. Think about it. No, like no one is supposed to suffer. Why would God, who you know is female, because you know if all the oldest bones are female. If parthenogenesis stated that, you know, there was a time when there was only women and women were asexual and they could produce by themselves without a male, then that tells you right there that God is a female. Do you think that God would have the immunosuppressive testosterone virus? Do we think that's smaller God? No, God doesn't make any mistakes. So they have indoctrinated us, or they have bamboozled us to think that, you know, we're supposed to study, we're supposed to suffer. And we bought into that. They bamboozled us into thinking that, you know, we're supposed to follow, or we're supposed, a lot of these different things. and we've without doing proper research or without asking questions or without critically thinking, we've bought into that. And so we have to stop buying into stuff. I don't care what it is. You have to research everything. We have to stop believing everything that we're told, and we have to do our own research. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, and Bird said, QR, are you ready for the feedback, if any, from those who may think you're incorrect? You know these YouTubers. I'm ready, because I already provided documentation. I provided the scientific, biological, genetical proof and research. I provided the archaeology research with the oldest bones. So tell me how, they're going to have to, if anybody's ready to give me some feedback or debate me, I'm open for the debate, but you're going to have to come with your scientific, and you're going to have to come with your archaeology research. You're going to have to come with some proof, some documentation, your references. All right. And Karen R said, QI, you don't have to touch on this, but I believe women intimidate men, and even being LGBT, gay women live and mind their business, but get looked down on. Why no one is bothering you? I'm just saying. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I'm a woman. I mean, like, it's still misogyny, it's still male supremacy at the end of the day. It just because we're LGBTQ does not mean that, they look at the women of LGBTQ any differently. Like at the same time, I'm still a woman in the eyes of like a lot of, men who, who think that way. Yes, women are strong, period. Yes, Karen R. All right, now I'm possibly gonna do a part 2 and some call-in. I am gonna do a part 2 and some call-ins. I just wanted to, put some information out there, for people to research, so that you'll see that I'm not just saying this, and people are not just saying this. This is scientifically proven around the board, whether it be archaeology, whether it be genetics, it's proven. It's proven, and you do your own research, and then once you do your research, then I think the questions and the conversations will flow a lot better. So I just wanted to provide some basis before we do start bringing these topics up, and prove that like we stop focusing so much on let's look at the root of their agenda, and let's look at the root of the problem. And stop focusing. We need to stop focusing so much on, race, because at the end of the day, it's not a racial thing; it's a gender thing. And while we're looking at race, they are destroying us in terms of gender. Just like it's no mistake. Trump said that, women were going to lose their rights. We have Pence up there ready to take women's rights. We have like the situation in Alabama where they're trying to, legalize, make abortions illegal and to basically tell women what to do. We have human trafficking going on. We have like so many different health issues, and that insurance and stuff is unfair and unbalanced and won't cover. Ovarian cancer is like one of the top killers of women, yet, it goes unstudied. So, it's just a lot of reasons why we got to start we got to start stepping up and stepping to the mic and, being who we are supposed to be and, protecting our children, because we're the only ones that can protect our children. And, there will be no race. There will be no future without women. And until we get to the point where we realize that, we have a right and we're supposed to step up, and we're supposed to, speak out against the injustices of ourselves, then, you know, our children are going to be unprotected. We're going to keep producing dysfunctional generations. We're going to keep having generational curses. All of this is due to the fact that we're suppressed and we think that we're supposed to be silent because this is what we've been taught. We think we're supposed to be treated that way. We think that we're supposed to suffer. We don't know our true capabilities and we don't really know who we are. So, like I said, I just want to provide some, you know, groundwork and some basis and some references and research, and also, you know, the true terminology or the true spelling, parthenogenesis, you know, for everyone to, you know, look up. You look up parthenogenesis PDF, and there's a host. I did provide one link for that. There's a host of information on it. There's also newspaper articles and things of that nature where it's still occurring today. So this is, and like I said, the Virgin Mary story is true. However, and they even honor, you know, like I think the caller the other day was saying that all the religions are based on the Black woman being God. Even the Pope, if you Google or research the Black Madonna and the Pope, you will see them worshiping the Black Madonna and the child. So it's all in our faces. You know, we're the only ones that don't know because we've been believing what they've been telling us instead of doing our own research for ourselves. Yes, break the curses, break the generational curses. Exactly. So I hope I've been informative. I hope I've given you enough to go off of. Like I said, I'm going to do a part 2. I don't know when. I want to bring somebody on who can go a little bit more in depth. So like smash that like. I love everyone. And until next time, peace.